We're going on this river rampage this week for Bible school, and that happens on a river. And I have been canoeing before. I have been canoeing on a river, which is a little different than canoeing on a lake. Most of my canoeing experience is on a lake. I used to do that at camp all the time. We would go from Wesley Woods, because I know you've been to Wesley Woods, right? We would go from where Wesley Woods is over to where the swimming area is at Lake Aquabi, and we would canoe across the lake. And that was like my least favorite time at camp ever, was canoeing across the lake. Now, not because I didn't like canoeing, but because I was always canoeing with people who didn't know how to canoe. They did not know how a canoe worked, right? And so I would be in the back of the canoe, because I had done it before, I knew what was going on, and there would always be the 3 other people in the canoe with me, and there was always somebody up front who really, really wanted to canoe, wanted to paddle, but didn't know how to do it. So, what do you suppose happened when we tried to canoe across the lake? We did. We'd go in circles. We'd go in circles all the time. No matter what I did in the back, the person up front would be so enthusiastic. They'd be paddling like this, and we'd go in circles. And then they would think, well, okay, so we're turning now, and I want to go the other way. So they would switch sides, and they'd paddle even harder, and we start turning the other way, right? And no matter what I did in the back, I could not get us to go straight. Now, one time, we were doing that, and we got turned around so much that the kid who was up front, who wanted to paddle so hard, he was like, "Where are we?" And I said, "Well, we're fine. We'll get there. We're on the lake." And he stood up to look to see where we were. Now, what do you suppose happened? He fell in. I did not. But he fell in. Right there, right? That was a pretty big mistake. And he ended up in the water. Now, we were able to get him back in the boat, but he wasn't very happy with me for making him fall into the lake. And I didn't have anything to do with it, did I? No. But he fell in the lake, and he was not very happy. And so later on, he came up and he asked me if I would forgive him when he yelled at me, and I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal. It was just a funny thing that happened." So have you ever made a mistake? Because we're talking about mistakes this morning, and I'm sure, because we all do. We all make mistakes. When I asked them that out there, they all kind of chuckled, because they've all made a mistake too. And so the lesson this morning is that when we make mistakes, it's okay, because it happens to everybody. And God is a forgiving God. God will always forgive us when we make mistakes. He doesn't like it when we make mistakes, but will always forgive us when we do. So, if you ever make a mistake again, like later today, just know that God will forgive you. Sometimes your parents might punish you for a mistake you make, but God will forgive you. Okay? All right. Let's pray before you go. God, we give you thanks this morning that you are always a forgiving God, and that when we make mistakes, you are always very quick to forgive us. Help us to try not to make those mistakes, but when we do, thank you for forgiving us. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. Thank you for today. I'll see you tomorrow at Bible.